first book that made me cry in 2026. And that is saying something because only 1.4% of the books that I read make me cry. And yes, I did the math on that. This is Winter Garden by Kristen Hanna. So underrated of her books. I see everyone always talking about The Nightingale or The Women or The Great Alone, which is my personal favorite. And it's even better because we're off to a strong start of the year since this is the first book of my 26 for 2026 that I have read. Quick synopsis, and this is spoiler free too. This is historical fiction and there's also contemporary family drama. This follows two adult sisters who are very opposite and their estranged mother. And their mother is elderly and she finally starts to tell her daughters basically her entire past. Her past being a young woman in the early 1940s during World War II in Leningrad in Russia. So then at night by the fireside, the daughters listen to their mother's past and her stories of growing up in a war-torn city. So emotional. Kristen Hanna's writing just pulls on your heartstrings. There's so much heart and emotion in her stories and the way these women in all of her books really are resilient and strong and find the courage to move on even after facing tragedy after tragedy. Based on what I'm saying, you're probably like, oh, you definitely gave this book 5 stars. It was so close to being 5 stars. I gave it 4.5, which is still great, but the only reason why I didn't give it 5 stars is this is like all exposition. I don't think it should take 200 pages to build to basically what I'm reading the book for, which is the historical fiction elements. And based on the synopsis on the back of the book, you would expect most of this book to take place in the past, but it really didn't get into the historical fiction narrative until halfway through. And I wasn't the biggest fan of the contemporary narrative, but I absolutely devoured the historical fiction element. But could not recommend this one more if you're looking for a tearjerker read.